over the last 50 years, according to the CDC. You just almost have to correlate this with the rise in pharmaceuticals. I mean, 6 in 10 adults in the US have at least one chronic disease. 6 in 10. That's a sick society. And 4 in 10 have at least 2 or more chronic diseases. So, Dr. Spano, my question for you, I mean, what are the dangers of relying on pharmaceuticals for quick fixes? And what natural alternatives can people explore to treat root cause for their health problems? I know that's a big question, but
The dangers of just relying on pharmaceuticals, I think it again comes to the education and communication. So people oftentimes are using Ozempic as a perfect example. Oftentimes people will be put on a medication like that, which the medication definitely serves its purpose. It certainly does in scenarios, but people aren't given the education most of the time as far as what they need to eat. So making sure you're getting enough protein, you're getting enough exercise, you're not on too high of a dose. So that way you don't lose the weight too quickly. You're not losing your muscle mass. That medication is a perfect example of even just a very typical scenario outside of anything else like GI associated, which I do a lot of gut health things. So I see a lot of GI associated side effects that can pop up in that medication. But that's medication such a perfect example because a lot of the time it's just the education isn't there for people. And some places are doing it well, right? They are providing that education and that's great. That's where you can really see those pharmaceuticals being used properly. And unfortunately, it doesn't happen all the time. So you get people who are put on these medications, are not given the full list of side effects that may happen and what they need to do differently in order to be healthy. Right? Because what's the point a lot of the time if you're eating less, but you're still not eating well? You're still not getting your nutrition. Now your nutrients are probably really depleted because the quantity of what you're eating is so low because you can't eat as much because, say, for example, a medication like that. So you end up seeing people who they're losing weight, but they're not feeling well entirely because they're still not addressing the really root issues of what can pop up, right? So that's what I see as oftentimes, a big issue with it.